Welcome to the NJ Take on Sports Fan Entertainment. Yet another 2017 NFL mock draft. Today, it's the New York Giants. Let's talk about them. Mock draft on your screen in 3, 2, 1. So there you go. That was the 2017 NFL mock draft for the New York Giants, who are primed, ladies and gentlemen, to make a Super Bowl push. But it all depends on one man, Eli Manning. But we're not here to talk about him today. We're going to talk about how we're going to surround him with the team necessary to take that final step. And I'm telling you, man, if the Giants have a good draft this year, the Giants may be prepared to have their best unit, their best roster around Eli since he's come in the league. I mean, I think this roster could be a better roster than those Super Bowl winning teams were. Remember, those teams were only like 10-6, 9-7. Then they went on a miracle run in the playoffs. I mean, they weren't great. You can go back and look at that 2012, Super Bowl winning team. You had like Chase Blackburn and some guys that just weren't very good at all. Starting, and you still did well because Eli would play great. Your running backs weren't great, and Brandon Jacobs and Ahmad Bradshaw, they weren't great. Your offensive line, it was pretty good, but it wasn't a great roster. Now this Giants team is building a hell of a roster. Can they make that final step? Let's talk about this team in their draft. So in round 1, it's kind of tough, right? I have them taking offensive tackle Ryan Ramczyk. Is this team prepared to move on from Eric Flowers at that left tackle position? Because if you kick him off of that position, I'm not sure he's going anywhere. Perhaps to right tackle, but even right now, the Giants, who are they scheduled to start at right tackle? DJ Fluker, who may prove to be a better right tackle than Eric Flowers. So we'll see what they decide to do there. Will they really pull the trigger on this type of move? I'm not sure. Or will they seek to upgrade the running back position if Alvin Kamara is available, and he probably will be, or Joe Mixon if they have the balls to do it, or even a Dante Foreman in round 2, which we'll talk about in a second. We'll see what they decide to do. Also, tight end David Njoku could be available, probably will be available, or if they have balls, Evan Ingram out of Ole Miss. So there are certainly possibilities here. You love to take an inside linebacker, but as I said about the Oakland Raiders, one of value just not going to be available here, right? Unless if you want to take Jarrad Davis way higher than he should be, or unless if Reuben Foster falls way lower than he should, you're just not going to be able to take an inside linebacker here. But I also look at defensive tackle. That's also a possibility. Now, the only ones of value, though, I would say would be maybe Malik McDowell if you love him. So there's some routes the Giants could go. But to me, the clear route right now is to take an offensive tackle. If Garrett Bowles is available, take him. Number 2, Ryan Ramczyk. And I think that's the move. And I don't think this move is very debatable. Eric Flowers has not been great. Let's surround Eli Manning with a better offensive line so that he does not have to throw the ball after 2 seconds on every play. Maybe he can do this thing called sitting in the pocket, waiting for 3, 4, 5 seconds, and then delivering the football down the field for big chunks of yardage, which this Giants offense really needs to me. So I'm interested in that. Round 2, running back, Dante Foreman out of Texas. I know Paul Perkins had an all right rookie year. He was okay. You liked his 20-yard run in the Green Bay Packers game. Look, you can upgrade your running back position. Okay, Rashad Jennings is now out of the window. He's gone forever. Good. All right, we don't care about him. You look at Dante Foreman. He is that prototypical Giants running back to me. They like to run in between the tackles. They like to run power. Who else but Dante Foreman to do some of that for you? Juxtapose him with Paul Perkins, and now you have something going. You still have Shane Vereen as a receiving back, so that's good as well. And then now this Giants team is able to run the football and probably run it well. We look at round 3, tight end. In Bucky Hodges out of Virginia Tech, the Giants need a tight end, right? I know some of you Giants fans, I don't know why, but you love Will Tye, and you love Larry Donnell. If he's still on the roster, I'm not even sure if he is. They stink, okay? I know Larry Donnell could have one great game against the Redskins on Thursday Night Football, and everyone thinks that he's good. He stinks, right? He stinks. So upgrade your tight end position, right? Take a guy like Bucky Hodges, take a guy like Adam Sheehan out of Ashland, take a guy like Gerald Everett out of South Alabama, take a guy like Jake Butt out of Michigan. Upgrade your tight end position. Give Eli Manning yet another option. That way he can have Odell. He could have Brandon Marshall. He could have Sterling Shepard. And he could have a tight end. There could be a tight end on this roster in the form of Bucky, Hodges, or any of those other guys that I mentioned. I think they have to take a tight end either round 1, 2, or 3. Take advantage of this deep and good tight end class to me. Maybe round 4 if you take a George Kittle, who would be a nice sleeper. We move on to round 4. I have them taking defensive tackle Eddie Vanderdoes out of UCLA. Defensive tackle, again, is a need to me on this roster. Jonathan Hankins left the team. Is he signed yet? I'm not even sure if he's signed yet, but he's currently not on the team. Okay, we need to upgrade our defensive tackle position. Jay Bromley, he's not great. Let's upgrade Eddie Vanderdoes. I think he'd be a nice fit for this Giants team. They need some more defensive tackle help, as I've said. Put him next to Damon Harrison. You have something cooking with Snacks and Eddie Vanderdoes. We move on to the 5th round pick. Now we take a middle linebacker. Now we take an inside linebacker in Ben Gedeon out of Michigan. Now, again, unfortunately, we had to wait until round 5 to upgrade our linebacking core, and it's not great, right? I mean, that is, to me, if you look at the entire position groups outside of tight end, that's the weakest, and it sucks that I had to wait this long, but that's just the way the board fell. Ben Gedeon, I don't love, honestly, but round 5, you need to take one to me, so I took one there. Round 6, quarterback, Chad Kelly, out of Ole Miss. Now, look, the guy's a big-time sleeper at the quarterback position, but his off-the-field issues, his moronicisms, his idiosyncrasies, he's a moron. He's an idiot off the field, right? He's going to have problems, but in New York, with Eli Manning, with Ben McAdoo, perhaps he could wise up a little bit. So I like that fit. They could also take a Josh Dobbs, a Nathan Peterman, a Brad Kaya, who could fall down here. Not a lot of people are talking about this, but I think Brad Kaya could fall to round 5, 6. I've seen quarterbacks like this where everyone agrees they're a backup quarterback. Then why the hell would you take him in the 4th round, right? So look out for that. Also, a bunch of other quarterbacks as well. Maybe Seth Russell, that Leah Flau, whatever kid out of Hawaii. You know, just look out for guys here. And then round 7, defensive end and Darius English. The Giants need edge rushing help to me. You know, Owama Bay Odigizua, he's going to retire or something like that. You know, he hasn't done anything anyway, but yeah. So the former 2nd round pick, I want to say the 2014 draft, he hasn't done anything. He's looking to retire. Maybe 2015, actually. And they need some more pass rushing depth. And you could take a guy here in Darius English who would provide that for you, hopefully, although he's only going to be a 7th round pick for a reason, or probably even an undrafted free agent. So there you go. That is my 2017 NFL mock draft for the New York Giants. Again, this team is primed to make a hell of a push this year, man. I'm telling you, the NFC East is going to be something to behold, as the Eagles, Cowboys, and Giants, to me, all look like 10-plus win teams. And the Redskins aren't bad, right? They're not great, but they ain't bad neither. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens in the NFC East yet again. The NFC least is now the NFC least boring to me. So there you go. Those are my thoughts on the Giants mock draft. What are your thoughts? Comment down below. I want to know. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to like, comment, and most importantly, to subscribe. And until next time, this has been the MJ Take on Sports Fan Entertainment, and I'm out. Peace.